Nobody's Garden, written by Gammy. My name is Nobody. I am an acre. I live on some land that I bought from a baker. I am nobody, and I like to lie in the sun and watch butterflies fluttering by. I'd lie here all day. I'm in no kind of hurry, but I'm hearing a noise that's causing me worry. Do you hear that sound? It's some kind of rumble coming up from way deep down inside of my tumble. I'm hungry, you say? Well, that would explain it. But what in the world should I do to restrain it? There's nothing to eat, but there's lots of great dirt. I guess I will plant a small garden and work. This raking and planting is making me groan. But who else should do it? I must carry on. I'm walking the rows now. It's hard on my feet, but I must tend my crops if I am to eat. Oh, look! A seed has started to sprout. The tender green shoot is just popping out. And it looks, oh, what joy! Like it's joined by some others. It isn't alone. It has lots of brothers. Now I am eating the fruits of my labor. I even have some I can share with my neighbor. My neighbor is bent just a little bit wrong, which has kept him from being like me, very strong. So I want to help him, and he helps me too with encouraging cheers when there's work to do. But what is this now? A new acre's here. He's asking to eat from my garden. Oh dear, there's more than just he requesting to eat. I guess I'll work harder. Oh, my poor feet. I'm working long days now, and sometimes at night. I wish they would help me a little, all right. I'm getting a little annoyed as I look at the massive amount of my food that they took. With nary a thank you, with no friendly chatter, they grab some and go like I don't even matter. They know I'm nobody, but I guess they don't know that I'm pouring myself into each of these rows. They've brought me no water to quench my great thirst. They don't even let me in line to eat first. And most of their bodies are straight, just like mine. Their laughter is loud. Their appetites? Fine. My neighbor still cheers for me just like before, but his portion's now smaller. I need to do more. The harder I work, the less others do. I wish I could rest in the shade and eat too. As long as I work, the others won't go. But if I just quit, well, I'll tell you, I know that unless someone else does the work at the garden, the crops will all die and the dirt will reharden. Then no one will eat, not myself or my neighbor. No one will eat if no one will labor. Unless, that is, we all go and find another poor acre who spends all his time in his own little garden to grow his own food, to feed his own neighbor and his own little brood. But taking his food without helping out, as long as I'm able, is stealing, no doubt. So I'd need to help him and work by his side. It just isn't right to sneak a free ride. But the takers would follow me there, I'm afraid, with their laughter and appetites haunting my days. And then The new garden would do us no good, for it couldn't keep up with the laborless mood. I think what I'll do, I think that I must, is build a great fence round my garden and just tell the acres they're welcome to eat here with me if they're willing to work in the garden, you see. Or I'll offer them seeds for my plants so that they may grow their own gardens and live their own way. And then we will see, how I hope I will find, as others are helping, I'll then have the time to lie now and then in the sun as I like, and just watch the butterflies fluttering by. My fence is now built, and the acres agree that they'll help in the garden and work just like me. We've made the plot bigger and planted more seeds. We had to expand it to meet all our needs. I'm working so hard, but enough is not growing. We should have so much from the seeds we were sowing. What could have happened? I don't understand it. Why is there less from a garden expanded? I'll ask what the others think may have gone wrong. Then together we'll fix it before very long. This raking and planting is making us groan. We just cannot do it. We can't carry on. And tending the crops is so hard on our feet. No one should have to do this just to eat. If we don't do it, I ask, well then who? Who should do all the work if not you? Who should feed me and set my own table but me myself if I know that I'm able? The takers yawned and then walked away. They left me working alone all that day. And then when the plants once more grew quite tall, the takers returned so I could feed all. I could not allow it. It just wasn't right. So I rebuilt my fence and locked it up tight. I've rebuilt my fence, but the takers are mad. They say that I'm greedy. They say that I'm bad. They've gone off to get the headacher, and he is siding with them in their case against me. He says that I focus too much on my work, that I've had it too good, that I'm being a jerk. He says that the fruits of my garden belong to all of the acres, the weak and the strong. I tried to explain that I've helped my poor neighbor, that I'm happy to share from the fruits of my labor with those without just enough strength in their hands to grow their own gardens upon their own lands. But those who can do the work, those straight like me, must do their fair share, since fruit doesn't come free. It takes lots of planning. It makes my back sore. It costs me my time, and the harvest's not sure. The headacher listened and then shook his head. I couldn't believe the next words that he said. He ruled that my fence would have to come down. He ruled that my garden belonged to the town. He did not acknowledge the work of my hands in the garden I planted upon my own land. He did not respond when I said that my neighbor had gotten much less from the fruits of my labor, since all of the takers had come from the town, contributing nothing but wearing me down. The headacher ruled, so my fence they destroyed. When I mention my feet or my back, they're annoyed. I'm puzzled and wondering what I should do. So I'm going to be quiet and think this thing through. I'm back now to tell you that I'll be okay, for I have found peace and I know what to say. At the next acre meeting, I'll ask for their ear. I'll tell them the truth and pray that they hear. My name is somebody, dear acres, you see, and I've come here to ask that you listen to me. Dear acres, I've come here to tell you this day that you're seeing things wrong and to show you the way. The head acre uses the power he's gotten unfairly to buy up your votes, which is rotten. But it will not help us to follow a faker. Injustice is never befitting an acre. So listen now closely, for I think I must explain what I know and why it is just. You've torn down my fence and you've taken my food. You've said that I'm greedy and grumpy and rude. But there are some things that you can't take away. Now listen, it matters. Please hear what I say. You can't take the joy that sprang to my heart when the seeds in my garden got their great start. You can't claim to own the work of my hands, or the ache in my bones, or my love of my land. I'm growing my food, and I'm willing to share with my neighbor next door who needs me to care. And I'm willing to help you get up and get going, but I'm not glad to help you just sit and do no thing. You're right, let me tell you, in one thing you see. My land does not belong solely to me. But if it is yours, you must show me your claim, for it didn't spring up from the strength of your name. My land is on loan to me. I am its raker. It's loaned to me by the great grace of my Maker. And He is concerned not just with our food, but with character building in each of His brood. He does want to feed us, but this is not all. He wants to give meaning that each may feel tall. He wants us to learn that there's cost in our having, and that way we'll find the great joy in our giving. But giving is something that comes from the heart. If taking steals that, we'll be acres apart. So let's get together and look at our system and look to our Maker. No longer dismiss Him. For He's growing a garden of women and men. And you, my dear acre, you matter to Him.